Hold on, let me play it. There you go.
Oh, that's the stinky song?
Yeah.
This is
So, Lionel,
the Sonato's
Lionel,
stinky.
you throw up. You gag. It is
Yep. Okay.
so bad. It is terrible. All of a sudden, in front of you guys, I'll just use these. No, I'll use these guys. All of a sudden, the mice are before you. Once again, the stink is on top of Kneecap's shoulders, and he just shouts, "The stink!" And they just start running.
Before
Here's
they
the thing.
run, so Eluna is...
So you all get ready to act. Eckert is furious. This bugbear that you guys are on just got peppered in the face with this stink bomb. He jumps up, stands on his two legs, and just starts screaming. Everyone around you, it's just pandemonium. He gives his chain a tug, which causes the entire roof of Eckert's small animal shop to fall, letting loose small creatures all over. Pandemonium, stink. It is just pure chaos. Okay, so everyone, if you're trying to figure out where they go in all of this chaos as things start going nuts, do a perception check. You're going to be at a disadvantage though.
So, before... I don't actually want to do the perception check for Eluna. I think Eluna is just like, she's obviously pissed that, this kind little, or giant little bear thingy was disrupted. But I think she's more, just a bit more oriented on making sure all the animals are okay and they don't run off and are unsafe in the woods. So I would like to cast my Entangle and just get vines to kind of sprout out and very gently grab, as many animals as I can to just keep them at bay. Or even make a big cage to try to keep them from getting away.
That's actually really great. So you cast that, preventing.
Should I cast it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and whoop it. Why not? So you whoop out an Entangle, and you guys see from the ground these, or what do they look like? I suppose. So every Entangle is different depending on the druid who cast it. So what does yours look like?
Yeah. So the roots, I made sure that they are, I made sure that they were thinner and more delicate, just so they're almost still kind of green, not quite like branches. But yeah, so they're much more delicate, and there's a lot of them, specifically with the purpose of caressing the animals and because they're all little animals, so I don't want to hurt them or anything. And so they come out and they're this sort of darker greenish with small tinges of blue, just little sparkles here and there.
Roll a animal handling for me. You're going to be at advantage as you attempt to calm down Eckert, the giant owlbear. Hey, there you go.
Wow.
So how do you calm him down from freaking out even more?
Is he still on his two legs?
And he's furiously kind of batting at his face.
Pet that tummy.
Eluna casts. So I continue casting Entangle to sort of make roots below me kind of go in a bit of a spiral and boost me up a little bit, so I get close to it. And I just try to put my hand on its head and pet it, and I'm shushing it. I'm shh.
It calms down. It's letting loose some whimpers at the stink. He got it right in the face.
And so I calm it down, and I'm just sitting with it, with my arm over it, and just petting it.
Everyone else, if you're attempting to find out where the mice went, go ahead and roll roll perception. You're going to be at disadvantage though.
I'm very fine just being fully occupied with this animal while you guys go figure shit out.
How much chaos is there?
How much more can the barbarian make?
Not an extreme amount, but I'd say a 6 out of 10.
Is the ticket keeper still at their post?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Not yet. Your time will come.
That's so good. Okay. So Lionel, they you actually see the kids. They have darted past, and they're heading right over here, which seems to be a place where there are griffins that are rideable.
Oh shit.
Well, yep. I'm giving chase, like
I'm just
wiping
following
the
Lionel.
vomit from my mouth
Oh yeah,
as I do so.
That's
Oh,
right.
I'm
you
pissed.
puked.
I'm pissed now.
so welcome.
No one makes Lionel vomit.
So
But Lionel.
welcome to Griffin and Gull Air Rides. You notice that this person wearing a sort of flying suit with goggles is just like wait as these children jump on top of this this griffin right there, and they all just go let her ride. They just begin kind of slapping its butt. But you see that this griffin just starts like squawking and is like, "Bah!" and just flies up, but it still has its chain on, so it's just kind of hovering in air, just flapping its wings, and the kids are just like, "Aw, man." And they look down at you and they're just like, "Hey,
Hey,
the stink."
that wouldn't have been you,
The stink.
right? That was probably
the stink
else.
says,
I'll be right back.
"The stink," and he shakes his head.
I just cast hideous laughter on the stink. I'm fucking done with these children.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm fucking done. Wow, that was a pretty funny joke you played, the stink. I don't think you're gonna be done laughing at it for a while.
No.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna like
All prone from the bird. Oh my goodness.
I don't care.
I know. I am readying my response to use deflect missiles on the body of a falling child.
This is going great. Let's see. Turn.
I tried to lead
How's
you
that-
to join forces with them, but you've made enemies of them.
I was never going to be friends with children. I'm closer to their age than yours.
They're probably too strong for us.
So May, what's really funny is I was looking at this and it's like, oh, it doesn't affect creatures with an intelligence lower of 4, and he does, but I love the idea of him being so dumb.
Does not understand comedy.
So he
Is that a nat 20?
So he nat 20.
So he rolls
yeah.
a nat 20. Oh no.
Wow.
The stink.
Stink.
I just love when you walked away, you were like, he's my best character.
Yes.
I love him.
So the stink breaks out of it. You attempt to cast it, and he just kind of shrugs it off.
Can we just have headcanon that he is too dumb for it?
Actually, kind of.
I think that's got to
Yeah.
be the play.
Hold on.
Like the headcanon is the nat 20 is that he limbos to a 3.9 right under the line.
Hold on, real quick.
I'm going to kill this child
So
today.
they're all still kind of just like on a griffin who's awkwardly kind of flying, and the person running Griffin and Gull just kind of like pulls on the chain and gets the griffin to fall back down, and the kids just kind of stare at you and they're like, "Hi." Gorm looks
How about
Gorm
this?
looks very red in the face and flustered. He thought for sure they were gonna get away.
Let's try this. I'm gonna like I've kind of been like slumping a little bit, and I now stand up to like my full height. Suck my beer gut in a little bit, shoulders back. Both of you touched the hammer. Did you not?
They're like, it was like they kind of look a little bit nervous. They look back and forth, and they're like, it was all Kneecap. I'm like, no, it was all Gorm. And
I saw all three of you touched the hammer.
the stink's like, the stink. Just very quietly.
Any weapon comes with it great responsibility, and using any weapon in a frivolous, careless way can cause more pain than I would ever wish on my worst enemies.
And they kind of stare at you, and their like mouths are kind of like open, and they're like,
"Do you understand?"
And they're just like, "Hey, so does that mean the stinks are weapons?"
Yes.
I like that it's...
Maybe.
Barbarian spins air sword face.
Yeah, sword of sword face.
And they're just like, "Hey, Stink, you're a weapon." And the Stink's like, "The Stink."
No.
They're like, that's what you're trying to
being a
tell
weapon-
us, right?
It is not something to be celebrated.
Uh,
If you are careless, if you are not responsible, I realize you're children.
while you're saying all this, by the
Children
way,
will have
the
fun.
Stink is like
Yeah,
flexing.
It's
He's like flexing very, very
Oh, boy.
skinny arm.
okay. Well, and here's where it actually becomes an intimidation
Okay.
check, and it's gonna be a try to be like a silent intimidation check where
You're
it's-
giving him
it's
the
not
look.
like I'm not raising my
Yeah.
voice, but I'm saying if you don't accept that the consequence, that your power, the fact that you are a weapon has consequences, you will lose everything that has ever meant anything to you.
I just love how the barbarian is still spinning around his weapon haphazardly.
Oh,
I don't know if that's gonna do it, guys. I don't know if that's gonna
Oh,
do it, guys.
no.
I don't know if
Just-
that's gonna do it.
They
just
all
think I'm old,
laugh.
start doing
they
TikTok dances at
laugh. They
Yeah.
Fortnite dance. No,
me. Fucking hell.
I see how poorly that went, and I'm like,
yeah. I look at you, and this might be the most emotion you've seen me, and it's just like a.
it's like when a
pleading,
substitute
"These
teacher
fucking kids,
just like
please,
has lost
please
control of the
help
classroom.
me."
Yo. Two of them are like flossing at you, and the Stink actually pulls floss out of his
Exactly.
pocket and just gets
Well,
into
more
it
like
with
more like
the
out of his
teeth.
butt, maybe.
Yeah, I take 1d4 psychic damage.
oh no.
So the person who runs this booth, she kind of like notices the kids and then notices you guys that you're Xyperium, and she just says, "You're not gonna let them just like walk around, are you?"
No.
And they say, "Here." And she
No.
actually just gives you a bunch of rope, and she's like, I have a couple of kids, and she says, "Leash them, leash them."
This is even more embarrassing to me. This is even more embarrassing to me. Yeah, I like, I look at Fenn and I just kind of like, yeah. Is this a point at which I can just kind of like, they're close enough where I can just kind of
Oh, yeah,
grab them
yeah,
and restrain
definitely.
them? And, yeah, okay.
They don't put up a fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Are you turning them all into leash kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
What do we
gonna walk up to Kneecap looking very stern and disappointed and take some rope and kneel down in front of him and start to tie his hands and not tie the knot correctly and wink at him really hard and then push him away.
I assume you're trying to like, we don't see any
Yeah,
of this
yeah,
happen. Yeah. Fair enough.
You wanna roll a stealth check there?
Absolutely.
I'm good. You know, I'm good with rule of cooling this one. I'm good with like.
Oh, that's
with,
so good.
you know.
Oh no, 6.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so much better that we
A
all
stealth
see
check
it.
of 6.
That's fair.
And, like, you imagine that there's like actually no knot. It's just like looped around and like he just
Yeah,
like
oh my
presses them
God,
together
yes.
and it's like wink like as if it's discreet. It's like the people on looking are like, does he not know how to tie a knot or is he trying to do something here?
I think that's yeah, sure. In fiction, it's like, hey bud, you got to actually.
It's over, under, around, and through.
You'll get it. You'll get it next time.
Okay, so with the help of everybody else,
Run quickly while I'm distracting them.
oh, that's really good. I'll say that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to roll charm person on Kneecap.
Okay, do it.
Love Kneecap.
I'm just throwing magic at these children. I hope these are our big
Shut.
bad because Partially because I got like 50 minutes till bedtime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me click this button. Charm person. Cast at what level? What do I need?
Yeah. What? How beefy
Okay.
of the spell slot you gonna burn on this one?
Just like one.
Okay.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw. He's not very wise.
Oh shit, I could have charmed a bunch of them.
Do you want to do that?
Nah, I'm good.
You and your companions are fighting it. I'm gonna say you are technically kind of fighting them. I'm gonna say you do charm him.
Valid. Listen, the only thing we want to know is if you had anything to do with that tree burning down.
And they're just like, and he like really is struggling to not say anything. And like, Gorm is just like nudging him, just like, don't say anything. And he's like, he like is starting to say something and then stops and he starts again. And he just doesn't say anything for a second. And he's like, and then he like blurts it and he says, it was Iridia. And then like he closes his mouth.
Huh. Well, I gave that little arsonist 50 gold today, so really knocking it out of the park across the board.
See, dude.
As you look around, by the way, she is gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was assuming she has disappeared.
By the way, what's the
Eckert.
owlbear's name? Eckert? Is Eckert
Yeah,
like
how's Eckert doing?
is his leash untethered from the ground? Like
Yes.
he said that when he stood up and like, okay. Can Eluna just come can Eluna just come like walking over but not walking over, just like riding
Yes,
Eckert
I will-
over, just like, hey guys,
I
what's
will
up?
say yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Eckert just I'll move my
Yeah.
character, but we'll assume that Eckert moves with me.
Congratulations.
Over to
Bloody
the
had a
children.
filler episode where they went on adventures and ate cotton candy and had their fortunes told. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that'd
So
be a fun one.
I'm gonna say you guys now have ownership of, or you're supervising the leash kids, the mice. And I'm gonna say
Got
this as it turns to night. The stage gets transitioned, or the jousting area gets transitioned to a stage, where there are some illusionists who are casting magic and making these ghost hands kind of like perform music for the crowd, and like it's a very different scene. You guys can place all your characters just kind of in the middle, and I'll say that as the night has gone on, you've all participated in various activities around the fair and the festival, and honestly, aside from Iridia disappearing, everything else has been quiet. Even the mice have been quiet as well, as you've kind of leashed them.
Are they still like, just real quick? Are they like still leashed
Yes.
and stuff? Are they?
Yeah,
behaving?
they're grumbling about it. They're upset.
Kneecap is not leashed. Kneecap, I'm supervising without
Okay.
using a leash.
Yes.
Didn't I charm that one? I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah,
charmed
Yeah.
that's why.
It doesn't last for like a day.
He's on an emotional leash.
Yeah.
There it
It
is.
lasts for like 6 minutes.
Yeah,
or
it doesn't
something.
last that.
I will say Eluna has
An
just
hour.
been like half paying attention. So basically, from the time when she settled down the Eckert to the time when she joined, you notice that like the shopkeep or like the actual shopkeep of Eckert's like gave her a drink as a thank you for like wrangling all the animals together. And so you notice that she has been a little bit out of it and just kind of like snuggling Eckert as everyone's doing their activities. She just like, here's a good visualization of her like pretty much the whole night of just like
Aw.
With the bee.
just snuggling with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I will say,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and
real quick, I will say everyone like
Uh,
has traveled around and like spent time, and it feels like a lot like Disneyland where you have leash kids and you're doing things and getting. It's really at the end of the day souvenirs for yourself. So you all have a souvenir of some kind. You guys can say what it is.
Can Eckert be my souvenir?
We'll think about it.
Not
Picked up
forever.
the local gossip rag.
Ooh. I will say, kind of in the corner, there is. Where is it? Over here, there was a fortune teller, who kind of like.
Oh, I want my fortune told.
Okay. Who kind of gave you the scoop of sorts.
Nice.
But yeah.
What was my scoop?
Ooh, okay. So we'll actually roll.
What will happen to me?
Should you roll for your scoop?
Actually, let me roll. Let me roll a
scoop.
d4. Actually, let's be wield or woe. Ah, okay. So she basically she casts a spell to see if your future will be cast as wield or woe. And with a roll of 4, she says your future is going to be filled with woe. And she says a great tragedy will befall you. And she says you will become venerated in history. And she just goes on talking about this great flight that you are about to undergo and blah, 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 and all this.
Finally! Too much of my life has been easy. I've been searching for woe for a long time.
There you go. Okay. Let's see.
This is excellent news. Let us celebrate loudly in the center of the square and distract the gatekeeper.
I don't think the
I'm gonna
gatekeeper
go ahead
cares
and
if you
roll.
burn that fucker down.
Roll d6 for
Not
no
paid enough
reason.
for that.
Wait, what are
Okay,
you rolling?
cool. I'm just rolling a d6 to decide how many. After things like got quiet and we tethered the kids, and after a couple hours nothing was happening, went right over to Tentacale. My souvenir is going to be this awesome. There's like an iron, not iron. It's like an aluminum pint glass, except it's got like a little octopus
I was
on
gonna
the
say.
side, and one of its tentacles
Yep,
is the
that's
handle.
exactly what I was gonna say.
It's like wrapping around it, and it's the handle. Yeah. And I got that for ordering 4 things of ale. It's like, it's you can buy. It's like
4
if you've ever gone to a
barrels.
convention, there's the like
Mhm.
Yeah.
beer
Yeah.
thing, and you can buy the thing, and it's cheaper to get refills.
It's like
so
those
that's what I
big
done.
guitar cups at Vegas that you fill with boozy slushies.
Yes.
A novelty glass.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So after you guys go about just kind of enjoying yourself and kind of keeping the peace, really just kind of keeping an eye out of things. I'll say that you guys are here in the middle, and suddenly you feel a tug on or Barb. You feel a tug on your you feel a poke. I'll say because you're not wearing a shirt. And
Correct.
Kneecap is pointing towards the music that's playing. And as he says that, he just says, Iridia's over there. And as you look, you actually do see her. And she's like, it's the first time you've seen her since she kind of disappeared earlier. Second. Sorry. Up. Oops. Stinky. Okay, so she's over here, and she's kind of just wandering into the crowd. And she looks a little bit wobbly as she's walking.
Come with me, young sir. A warrior must learn to make peace as well.
Okay. So I'll say, Barbara, you're going to share with everyone else?
Not right now, but I'm also not being super stealthy about it or anything.
So you guys just see Barb just kind of fuck
I will
off.
say, Eluna notions for Eckert to follow Barb just because she is curious.
Yeah, sure, why not? Like everyone else is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys see that the music is still playing. I'll play a little something, but not that. So the music is playing, but kind of oddly, as you're approaching the crowd, everyone else around Iridia just kind of begins like shuffling out of the way. And Iridia is kind of just alone, staring up at the music a bit. And she's kind of just like clutching her chest a little bit. As she's just staring up the music that's being played. And you hear everyone start like murmuring and pointing at her. Do a perception check.
She did get hit with the stink.
Wait, everybody or
Everyone.
just
My God.
dude, I'm rolling out of my mind today.
Wow, I'm
Sorry, I have to reload
Kinda
this.
Could
feast or
Kneecap
famine for
make
you,
a
boy.
perception check
Yes.
too, please?
You got it. Give me a second. He rolled a 5. There's what's it called? Who rolled the highest? Bloody,
Me. I
there
rolled a
is
25.
there's steam coming off of Iridia.
Oh, fuck.
Steam. So, all right. So Eluna, like previously pretty engulfed in just the cuddliness of Eckert, like looks over and notices it, and so she hops off and tells him to sit and stay. And she prior to approaching, she just kind of wants to make sure that the slippery child doesn't run away, and so she casts Entangle. To
Oh,
sort
on
of
her,
like
okay.
very, very discreetly.
I thought you meant
Yeah,
a
very
leash
discreetly,
kids,
just
and
like
I was like, they're already.
Oh no.
Okay.
no, very discreetly just get some little vines to sneak up
Ooh,
on the
okay.
girl's feet. So perhaps she doesn't notice, but if Eluna walks over, like kid can't
Gotcha.
run.
Cool.
Should I
No,
do
no,
a roll on that to make sure it's
uh,
successful or
it's
okay,
fine.
cool. I'm a druid, I could do this.
So I'll display something else too. Yep. Sweet. So yeah, she's just kind of staring up, paying you no mind, and just kind of looking at the odd flashes of color that these hands are giving off.
So I do the little entangle thing, like you see me do a motion and kind of ties up, and then you see me like look at the other, like look at the rest of the party with like kind of a little bit of a concern, like point eyes over there and then walk over myself first because like we had a bit of a moment earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of how small is this child?
He's about like 4 feet up, 4 feet high, I'd say.
Okay, that's actually not so far
Yeah.
from Eluna.
So it's small.
Okay, so I was gonna say Neil, but she's not that small. So I just like look over, and I'm like, "Hi, you sure ran away quick earlier?"
And as you look down, and as everybody else approaches, you notice that in the grass leading up to the stage, there are footprints in the grass that are on fire. Just small, smoldering embers where she's been standing, and she's clutching her chest still with both hands, and she's just kind of muttering to herself a little bit.
I just I like out of concern for the child because I feel like something's wrong and it's not particularly like I didn't sense a lot of malice from the child before when she was sitting up on Eckert. I just like put my hand on her shoulder and I'm like, is everything okay?
So as you ask that, what's his name? Gorm. Lionel, he tugs on the leash you have over him, and he's like, she still has it. Watch out.
Hey, what?
And she says,
What are you talking about?
she still has the locket.
Oh my god.
Should I do a perception check to see if I notice the locket before I put my hand on her shoulder and potentially light on fire?
I was gonna say, well, if I get that, then I call it out to. I would definitely call that out.
Oh, okay.
Just
to
like-
Luna, be like, hey,
People
Watch
are
it.
starting
There's a
people are starting
locket.
to kind of what's it called? Really make some distance.
All right, so Luna looks a bit more like
check the locket. I think is what I say, like
Hmm.
specifically.
So Luna looks concerningly, and she just goes, What is that you have there, clutching? Or what is that you're
And
clutching?
she says, Gorm tried taking it from me. I found it.
What is it?
Said, I don't know. Some strange man pointed me towards it. And she says, Gorm tried to take it. The others, they tried to rip it away from me. And then it all just started burning down. And she's still just kind of...
Eluna, like, connects.
She's still kind of entranced
of
in the music that's going on.
Can we hear all this?
I'm going to say she's muttering it very quietly. Like, kind of whispering it to
cool.
Eluna.
Got it.
Eluna is very concerned and a bit scared. Also, I think in part because she's a druid, she doesn't want to, she's a bit afraid of just this, like, fucking fiery demon locket.
So you look down,
So she
Bloody, you actually look down and you see that the entanglement that you cast, like, around her ankles and stuff like that have just been singed off as well.
Yeah, I thought so. So she looks over at at the Barbarian to see if she can... Well, she looks over at the party, but specifically the Barbarian because she trusts him, to see if she could, like, do a little motion to, like, restrain the child. I'm not sure if I have to roll for the Barbarian to notice what I'm trying to say, though.
I don't know. I'm intently aware. I have Kneecap behind me. Torn between protecting my protege and participating in this battle.
Eluna looks around at, like, both the others are just like trying to not bring a lot of attention.
I'm like, I mouth distract her. I need you to make her not hold on to the locket for a second.
At this point, I kneel down to Gorm and I ask, Gorm, do you want to know what it's like to be a hero?
He kind of like at you saying that, like he was looking a little bit afraid, and he's like, maybe?
Tell you the secret, it's really boring, but it's the most important thing that anyone can do. Right now, I need you to be as unafraid as you can and to go around the festival and tell everybody to leave right now.
And
Okay?
he says, and he looks around, and he's like, I know what'll get everyone to leave.
You know what? I've got a decent idea.
He motions towards the stink.
Yeah, yep. Remember when I talked about using weapons responsibly?
He's like, oh, and the stink, like, just kind of like looks over and he's like, the stink?
I give you leave.
You give him back his satchel.
I give you leave to do what needs to be done.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So you hand him back his it's actually an alchemist satchel. And
Sure,
he
yeah.
just starts, like, him and Gorm just start running around, or not running. They begin walking away. And you notice
Yeah.
that the stink is just casually dropping stink bombs wherever they walk.
I'm trying to catch his eye, and I'm like, you're doing this the right way, instead of causing a panic. Yeah, well done.
Is that a normal approach that he has to just drop them where he's standing? Because that,
God.
my understanding was they smelled quite bad. So
I think the stink
Yeah,
is
the stink
also a bit
also.
stinky.
Immune.
I think the stink has built up a bit of a
Yeah.
resistance at this
Yeah.
point.
the stink.
Mhm.
The stink.
There you go.
Stink.
Okay, anyways.
Our first merch,
The stink
a t-shirt that just says the stink.
with a gnome child wielding 2 flasks. Anyways.
So I guess in the meantime, what was I gonna say? I guess in the meantime, Eluna got the signal from Fenn to distract the child. But she can't think of a good way how.
Just get her hands free. Get the hands off the necklace.
Eluna is afraid and freezes up and does not know what to do. She initially thinks to get Eckert involved, like, oh, look at the cute animal, but is also afraid for Eckert's safety.
Eckert,
And
so
in
you
this
look
process,
back, and Eckert
Huh?
is standing back. His animal instinct has kicked in, and he is not going forward.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that despite Eluna being, a fully conscious, well, tiefling, human, whatever, she is also kind of animal instincting, like pretty afraid and freezing out.
I will say your druidic instinct is kicking in. And it's telling you to stand back a little bit.
Yeah, so Eluna backs up just a little bit, trying to think of a way to distract, but also in the process, she just she just kind of tries, can't, and then looks back at Fenn
all right,
takes a step
I
back.
cast invisibility.
Ooh.
Here we go.
And from far away, I throw a handful of coins at the child at Iridia's feet to try to get her to let go of the locket and approach quickly. I'm a very fast satyr.
You are.
And as soon as she reaches her hands down, I grab the locket and pull as hard as I can.
You throw gold. Yeah.
That's my
Okay, so
goal.
you throw gold, and she looks down. Not with both hands. She kind of curiously reaches down and grabs just a single coin. She has one other hand on something around her neck, but one hand is free. Free from it, I mean.
I think I still have to go for it and try to get it out of her hands. Is that like a strength contest?
It is going to be a strength.
Strength contest with a small child.
Oh, jeez. I mean, strength not my strongest of suits.
With a small child, though.
True.
Oh, jeez.
Boy.
I am invisible.
Yeah. So, one thing I will say, you reach out and you see this brass locket around her neck, which is also last minute. You look at it and you realize that is also steaming. You clasp your hand around it to try to rip it out. Your hand immediately gets singed due to the heat, and you take two burning damage on your hand. You fail. She turns, actually, and her eyes just glow bright with fire. Her locket flies open, and just for the briefest of seconds, you see a face very similar to what was painted on the scroll back at Xyperium. And as the locket flies open, over here, actually, kind of right here, a flame flickers out, and you see something just conjure right in front of you. Hold on real quick. Shoo-ba-doo, boop, boop, boop. Gotcha. Okay, grab this. All of a sudden, you see this little... actually, wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, that is the right one. That's just a weird thing. Okay. I'm gonna show this to you guys real quick. Show to everyone. So you see one of these things just kind of jump out. And it just immediately, as soon as it comes forward, it just starts launching fireballs everywhere. The child, Iridia actually screams as two of these things pop out, actually.
Is it a scream of fear or like a scream
Pain.
of might? Oh, no.
As two of these things pop out and just start throwing fireballs in all directions.
Is it roll for initiative time?
I was gonna as soon as that happens, I'm gonna fucking start some shit.
I'll fight on your side for this one.
I will say, so I want to do this, but because May, you can't be up too late. I was thinking maybe call it here and then pick up things from this point next time.
Perfect. I'd be down with that.
Sounds
Cool.
good to me.
It's a nice climactic moment to end on.
Dang
I'm
it.
so fucking ready for monsters to try to kill me with fire.
I know.
I do not think that's going to work very well for them.
I know you were ready for this. But yeah, that's gonna be session 1 of Coolventure's Quest Club. Tune in
Yeah.
to Twitch. Probably my Twitch. I'm recording an outro thing, by the way. May, can you say something that's more elegant than what I'm trying to say?
Forehead, Kappa, keep
Yeah, there you go.
Twitch.
Catch session 2
Champion.
live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/dappercadaver. Yeah, some of that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.